Square started in 2007 with the vision of ending hunger in Southern Nevada.
We got the infrastructure built and paid for. We figured out the models of getting the food out to everyone who needed it, and we were making steady progress throughout that time.
The community really came together with volunteer hours, with philanthropy, with great ideas, with partnerships.
Many different segments of the community that were needy were being served.
We actually met the meal gap for the first time. That means that everyone who needed food in Southern Nevada had access to it. And then the world changed.
Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak has ordered all non-essential businesses to shut down.
Developing tonight, Nevada's largest employer falling victim to the coronavirus.
Right now, several people have been placed under self-quarantine after coming in contact with possible COVID-19 patients.
No one knew what was coming, really. The World Health Organization declared it a pandemic. So that's when everything shut down on the Strip. It really felt like the Great Compression had hit. Everybody felt squeezed. Everybody felt dazed. They didn't really know what was coming. Think about our community going from less than 4% unemployment to 33%. That just seems like something out of a horror movie.
The natural transition was, how do I get a hold of 3 Square?
We immediately had to get out our trucks into the community, designate distribution sites, publicize those, make sure we had enough food.
Direct distribution is not something that 3 Square does, but it's something that we had to do. People needed help, and people wanted to give help. We anticipated taking 1 truckload of food that would feed about 200, maybe 250 families. At some of those distributions, we had up to 1,200 families.
There was a 4-mile-long line.
We go from having 280,000 people worried about their next meal to almost 450,000.
Our volunteers stood up and said, you know, me first. Let's go out there. Let's be the ones that can pack that food out there, outdoors.
One of the toughest emotional experiences we have is looking at very vulnerable groups in our community, such as children. The primary way our programs reached them was through the schools.
Prior to the pandemic, 1 in 5 kids lived in a food insecure household. That number as it stands today is 1 in 3.
Seniors in our community were calling looking for help for the very first time.
We launched home-delivered groceries last July for seniors that couldn't get out, and that program greatly increased during COVID.
So many people have stepped up. The hotel casino properties, when they closed, wanted to help. Restaurants, when they have closed, wanted to help. The community at large wants to help.
It was incredible the way that the community came together.
Thank you, Southern Nevada, for everything that you have done to help us.
We're Southern Nevada, we're Las Vegas, and we have the infrastructure here. We have the resources, we have the know-how, we have the imagination, the ingenuity. We're going to tackle this head on, and we're going to close that meal gap once again. I know we will. I know we will.